When you think of Swiss football, what teams come to mind? Most people would answer this question with one or two squads: Young Boys and FC Basel. The two teams have a strong hold on Swiss football, and the formation of the Swiss Super League in 2003 has seen these two win the most titles, with Basel winning 11 titles since the inception of the Super League, making them the most successful team in the modern era. This includes a magnificent run of 8 league titles in a row, from the 2009-2010 season all the way to the 2016-2017 season. Now, if I had asked a person who doesn't follow the Swiss league so closely, what would they think Basel would find themselves in the 23-24 league table after 11 games? They would probably assume first or second. Hell, maybe even third. Well, they would be wrong. They aren't anywhere near the top of the table. In fact, they sit rock bottom, having collected only 5 points this season. They are 5 points away from the next team ahead, in 11th place. How did a team who managed to reach the semifinals of the Conference League and finish a comfortable 5th place in the league table a season before only end up winning one league game so far? Well, last season, FC Basel found themselves in a different situation. Qualifying for the Conference League for the first time, they found themselves in a group with Slovan Bratislava, Punic, and Žalgiris. Although they were group favorites, Basel finished second in the group, behind Bratislava. This would see them go into the playoff round, and they would find themselves facing Trabzonspor. A hard-fought battle had seen them go past the Turks. The round of 16 would see them go against a familiar opponent. Facing their group leaders, Bratislava once again, they would squeak past them over 2 legs. A 4-4 aggregate would put them into a penalty shootout where they would win it 4-1. Although their league form was wavering, they would put their all into the Conference League, and in the quarterfinals they would face French side OGC Nice. The first leg would finish 2-2, and it would all come down to the second leg, where a 1-1 draw after 90 minutes would bring them to extra time. A 98th minute goal from FC Basel would see them hold the lead and bring them to a European semi-final. And the semi-final opponent would be their hardest test yet. Going against a strong Fiorentina side, they would win the first leg 2-1 due to a 93rd minute goal. The second leg would be played at home for the Swiss side, and they were so close to glory, but their luck had run out. Fiorentina would bring it level, and once again Basel would go into extra time, but a very late 129th minute goal would see Fiorentina steal the tie. A calm 5th place finish in the Swiss League and a semi-final defeat in the Domestic Cup had been a disappointing finish for Basel's standards, but they had still managed to qualify for the Conference League for the following season. The panic button wouldn't need to be hit just yet. And with football, we all know that success garners attention. Their young team had become a hot commodity. They had decided to cash out and grab massive amounts of money in the transfer market. Starting off with record departure Zeki Amdouni for 18.6 million euros, he would join Burnley, who have gained promotion to the Premier League. This would be followed by Andy Diouf for 14 million euros to Champions League side Lens in France. Werder Berger to Championship side Stoke City for 5 million euros, Riccardo Calafiori to Serie A side Bologna for 4 million euros, and finally Andy Pelmard for a modest 1.9 million euros. Now, with over 50 million euros earned in one transfer window, which is the biggest ever transfer window for a Swiss team, you would think that Basel would smartly reinvest this money to facilities, or maybe even more young players. And that's what they did, investing in youth teams and signing young players, spending 4.6 million on 20-year-old Renato Vega, 3.9 million on 19-year-old Argentine Juan Gato, 3 million on Adrian Barisic, 3 million on Jonathan Dubison, 3 million on Tierno Barry, and a combined 7.5 million euros on 6 more transfers. All of these players are younger than 25. So it's not like they fell asleep during the window. They spent over 25 million euros. So what went wrong? Well, the 23-24 season would come off to a bad start, with manager Timo Schultz losing against Kazakhstan side Tabol, a team that spent 0 euros in the transfer market the season prior. This knocked them out of the Conference League. Continuing the poor performance, Schultz would be sacked after a 1-1 draw to Luzern. Taking his place, Basel's last season's manager, Heiko Vogel, stepped up to manage the team once again. Having led them to a semi-final of the Conference League the year before, you would think that Basel would be in safe hands. However, this showed no difference. In fact, they wouldn't even pick up another point. They went on to lose 4 league matches in a row and have only 1 win this season. On the 30th of October, Vogel would also be sacked, and Basel would find themselves in a very sticky situation. With none of their young talent being able to perform except for Renato Vega, Basel might be in a serious threat of relegation. At the time of recording this video, they have brought in Swiss manager Fabio Celestini, who is a Super League specialist, managing multiple teams in Switzerland before, and winning the Swiss Cup with Luzern only a few seasons prior. But will they relegate? The Swiss League's format is pretty different to many of the top leagues in Europe. After 22 league matches, if you place 1 through 6 in the league, you will be put into the championship group, and being placed 6 through 12 is in the relegation group. So, for example, let's say that after 22 matches, Basel finds themselves at the bottom of the table. They will be in the relegation group, meaning that they will have to face each team in the relegation group twice, home and away, meaning that 33 matches will be played in the season. If they are still at the bottom of the table, they are automatically relegated. And if they finish 11th, they get put into a relegation playoff, where they will have a 2-legged tie versus the team who placed second in the Swiss second division, also known as the Challenge League. If they lose this tie, then they are relegated, but if they win, they stay up. So, after explaining all of this, do I think Basel will actually relegate? Although they have been terrible, I think this squad is too expensive to relegate, being the second most valuable in the league according to Transfer Market. They're starting, but if they seriously finish rock bottom after 33 league games after spending 25 million euros, it will surely be one of the biggest disappointments in football history. So, what do you guys think of Basel? Are they actually going to relegate? Where do you think they will end up this season? Comment down your thoughts below, and please like and subscribe for more videos like this one.